still makes me chuckle. I'm sorry, mature.
Get the balls out, get the balls out.
Sorry, mature.
Look at that, I've got a right load good colouring on that one, and on that one, look how grey I look.
Yeah, it's right. My roots want doing very bad.
How do you think mine's pinned this bandana? Good evening, good evening. Oh, balls flashing, balls flashing.
Leave it.
Oh, we're going to turn round. Just had a ball flash. Woo-hoo. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Karen. Hey, 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 Carol. Hope you're well. Hey, yo-yo. Judith, good evening. Antoinette, good evening. Hope everybody's well this evening. So we just had a ball flash. We hadn't even started. Morning, Steve. Hope you're well. Good morning, evening, Andrew. Bronwyn. Sending love to you across the waters. Linda, hello. Bev, good evening. Hey, Nanny Lane. How are you all doing tonight?
Good evening, everybody.
So John's behind me. Claire's sat inside of me. And I'm on Big Red. Hey, Kelly, hope you're well, my sweets. Hey, Donna. Hey, Miss Leopard, hope you're well, my lovely. I know, flashing balls, good start. It is. It is. Thank you for sharing, my sweets. So, what I'm going to do is, I am going to turn you around to face the bear. You know, some of you will know where we are, some of you won't. It might be a first for you, for others we've been here before. So yeah, it is an interesting place. John's going to read the heli. John's going to read the history in a moment, so you can hear the history from here. Hey, no limits, hope you're well, my lovely. It's a bat. We've got a bat. I'm all good, thank you, Kelly. I'm on Big Red tonight, so I'm not walking. The scooter's going to take me round, so then I don't hurt myself. We do apologise, guys, for not being live, but I was laid up after the weekend. Hey, Michelle, I was laid up after our weekend antics. Hey, John P, you know where we are tonight. So, yeah, and John hasn't been feeling too good in himself. So, yeah, but we're back now. So, right, I'm going to turn you around, guys. That one. And that one. And then I'm going to turn you around to where the bear is. And everything else we've got out. So, hey, Robbie. Hope you're well, my lovely. From Haunted Scotland. Good evening to you. I need to move this to in front of me a little bit because I can't read. Sorry guys, I'm having to bring you round this way. I can't read chat. There we go.
No,
Evening, Diane. You what?
nearly landed on the edge.
What we're at a bat?
You want me to do history then?
Yes, we'll get John to do the history first.
3 pages of it tonight.
There's what?
3 pages.
3 pages of history.
There's some accounts of what happened here.
Can everybody hear John okay?
You can sit down now. I need a bit first. This is going to take a while.
Yes, Scott, I hope you're well.
Are we all sitting comfortably?
Yes, we're all sitting comfortably. Get ready for the history, guys.
Right, the first shaft was sunk in the early 1830s. In 1845, 2 separate explosions occurred at the colliery. On both occasions, few men were below ground and no more than 3 or 4 workers died. 2 years later, a more serious incident occurred after fire damp accumulated in old workings was ignited and exploded. Of the men underground, 73 were killed, 26 were rescued. Changes were then made to the colliery's ventilation. The down shaft was converted to upcast with a furnace at its foot. The colliery covered about 450 acres, of which 2/3 had been worked out. It was worked on the long wall principle. I have no idea what that means. There being about 60 miles of wall at the time of the 1866 explosion. The seam is about 8 foot thick and it is 280 yards below the surface at the pit bottom, but dips significantly so that it reaches 400 yards. The seam was liable to outbursts of fire damp, sometimes sufficient to put out the Geordie lamps used. On one occasion, all of the lamps for 150 yards were put out. Gas built up in the uneven levels and the goves were full of fire damp. The air circuit was more than 3 miles long. The induced draft was obtained from a pair of furnaces 70 yards from the upcast shaft. At the inquiry after the explosion, it transpired that the colliery had not been visited by government inspectors for some years. The colliery, which closed and reopened several times between 1929 and 1966, linked underground to Barrow Colliery. Number 2 shaft was used for man riding in the 1970s. Production ceased in 1991. The colliery's winding engine house and pit head structures are Grade 2 listed buildings. They are a rare survival of winding shaft structures modernised in the 1950s by the National Coal Board and preserved the historical connection to disaster. This one was considered one of the most dangerous pits in South Yorkshire, and the workers were concerned for their own safety. Large emissions of fire damp were commonplace. 10 years earlier, the 400-strong workforce went on strike for 10 weeks because of alleged management incompetence, but had to resume work when starvation loomed. During a bitter dispute in 1864, gas made men giddy and faint. Men would not take safety lamps near the goves. According to Tomlinson, the underviewers had chalked fire in places. Parkin Jeffcock, the mining engineer who attended after the explosion, agreed that the firemen had written fire, but said it was not unusual. In a meeting with the management at the beginning of December, in 1866 this was, the men complained about the weakness in the pit's ventilation. To improve the ventilation and alleviate the problem of gas issuing from the seam, a drift through the rock was blasted from near the pit bottom towards the more remote workings. The drift was expected to be finished that day. A critical aspect to the science of fire damp explosions is the afterdamp, the aftermath mix of gases, which can be equally if not more dangerous. On Wednesday the 12th of December 1866, 340 men and boys were underground, 131 hewers who cut the coal, hurriers who moved the coal to the shaft bottom, horse drivers, maintenance staff and trapper boys, who were employed to open and close ventilation doors to allow wagons to pass. At 1:20 p.m, with less than an hour of the shift remaining, an explosion ripped through the workings. The whole neighbourhood for 3 miles around shook as if an earthquake had occurred, accompanied by a huge roar-like thunder. 2 dense columns of smoke and debris erupted from the downcast shafts. At number 1 pit, the blast damaged the winding engine and broke the cage, disconnecting it from its rope. At number 2 pit, the cage was blown up into the headgear, breaking a coupling. After about 5 minutes, the ventilation resumed and the fresh air was drawn back to the downcast pits. Another cage was attached to the rope in the number 1 pit. Thomas Diamond, the colliery owner, David Chewett, the underground steward, and Christopher Siddons, a deputy, bravely descended first. They found 20 badly burnt casualties who were quickly sent up, but 14 subsequently died of their injuries. After another rope was attached, rescue volunteers including P. Cooper, John Brown, William Porter Madison, William Orborn Potter, Kell, John Platts and George Minto and other engineers and deputies from the surrounding collieries, along with 70 or 80 additional men, went down. By 4 p.m. the total was about 80 workers who had been recovered, but only 19 of them barely alive. Of those 19, only 6 would survive, and 1, William Hart, would later die in a different colliery accident. The few survivors of the initial blast had made their way to the shaft bottom, where there was some air. Those in more distant areas succumbed to afterdamp, principally carbon monoxide. The dead were taken to their homes. At the time of the explosion, the only rescuers were volunteers and officials who came from neighbouring collieries who worked in relays. 16 men forced to the surface because of the foul air were accused of cowardice by bystanders. The few police present could not control the crowd, which invaded the pithead and interfered with operations. A telegram to Chief Constable brought reinforcements and the area was cleared. Meanwhile, Dr. Blackburn, with his assistant, as well as Dr. Smith Sr. and Jr., had arrived to give medical aid to the injured. A message was sent to the colliery engineer Thomas Woodhouse of Duffield near Derby. It said, "The Oaks pit is on fire, come directly." Woodhouse was in London, but his partner, Parkin Jeffcock, responded and arrived by train by 10 p.m. The rescuers' progress was restricted because of roof falls and afterdamp, Where it was possible to penetrate further into the workings, bodies were found damaged by the blast. During the day, the rope and cage for the number 1 shaft were repaired and Brattis was sent down to repair the stoppings. Jeffcock descended into the pit at 10 p.m. and met Minto, Brown, Potter, Cooper and Platts, who were finally coming up for a rest. Jeffcock took charge of the operation to make the pit safe and worked to restore ventilation. Diamond and Brown, who were supervising operations, realised before the end of the first day that all the remaining men underground must be dead, and from midnight, underground operations were run down. At 1:30 a.m, most of the men below ground came up due to a false alarm, and Minto went with Mr. John Smith below to investigate. Minto and Smith found Chewett, who gave them directions to Jeffcock's location at the end of the stone drift. Jeffcock, Minto and Smith walked up to the engine level, checking stoppings. Partway up, they encountered a strong blower of choke damp, mainly carbon monoxide and nitrogen, which accounted for much of the foul air. Minto, Jeffcock and several others remained in the mine and worked through the night into the next morning. Just after 5 a.m, Minto ascended to select and organise a party of about 100 men to recover bodies. Jeffcock remained below, trying to establish effective ventilation. The rescue recovery party of about 70 men were led by Smith Chewett, William Sugden and Deputy Steward Siddons, and 2 firemen, Thomas Madden and William Stevenson. The first explosion occurred on the next day at 8:30 a.m. Matthew Haig, a night deputy, was underground with Sugden in charge of a party of men about 650 yards from the pit bottom. The airstream rapidly changed direction, a sure sign of an explosion, and the men rushed to the pit bottom to be lifted out, though Sugden remained behind as he felt it his duty. At the inquest, Haig described it: "I found the air turned upon us, and we revolted again. That is, we were sucked backwards and forwards in consequence of the explosion. I knew this, for I am one of the survivors of the explosion 20 years ago." The first cage came up with 16 men crammed in it. The cage was normally meant to carry 6 men. Those waiting at the pit bottom took shelter and even bid each other farewell as they anxiously waited for the cage to return. In the midst of this, Minto descended to see what was going on. He asked Chewett where Jeffcock and Smith were, and after a brief search, spent 5 minutes talking to Chewett, Barker and Siddons. He returned to the surface at 10 to 9 to confer with engineers. Jeffcock had earlier sent word that he thought the mine was heating up and advised that the shaft temperatures be monitored. A thermometer was lowered to check when the second explosion occurred at 5 to 9. Diamond, Minto, Brown, Potter and Smith had gathered around the furnace shaft to check on the airstay and were thrown to the ground. Number 1 cage was blasted into the headgear. Dense clouds of smoke were emitted and large burning timbers were hurled into the air. This was a larger explosion than the first. A cage was lowered and shortly after raised, but returned empty. It was apparent that the 28 rescuers still below ground, including Jeffcock, Chewett, Siddons, Sugden, Smith and Barber and 22 others, were dead. A little could be done to recover their bodies. At 7:40 p.m, a third explosion sent black smoke bellowing from number 2 pit, the downcast shaft. The pit head was considered to be unsafe and spectators were moved to a safe distance. Between 4 and 5 a.m. on Friday the 14th of December, the number 1 pit signal bell rang. The mining engineers were sent for and a bottle of brandy and water were lowered by rope. When the rope was raised again, they found the bottle had been removed and the cage was not usable. A makeshift pulley was sent up and a small kibble or bucket was attached. John E. Mamet, the engineer in charge, volunteered to descend the shaft. Another volunteer was sought, and Thomas W. Emberton Jr., with the permission of his father, also went down. Mamet and Emberton Jr. each placed 1 foot in the kibble and held onto the rope as they descended. Due to its inherent lack of stability, the rope twisted and swung them round as they were lowered. So it was with difficulty that they kept from being overcome by dizziness while fending off collisions with the walls using their free arm. In addition to this, they carried 4 fragile safety lamps sheltered from the water under their clothes. The men were deluged by streams of water as they described, and the roar from the water made communication nearly impossible. After a quarter of an hour they reached the bottom and found Samuel Brown, who had entered the previous morning and had been in the pit for nearly 24 hours. Brown had descended with the rescue party at 7 a.m. on the previous day and had been with Holland, Barker and Young. They had taken shelter in the lamp hole when the second larger explosion hit, and Brown was knocked unconscious. When he awakened, he found his comrades were dead, and he wandered to the base of shaft number 2. Finding nothing, he made his way to number 1 shaft and rang the bell. He reported he neither saw nor heard any signs of life from anyone else after the explosions. Mamet and Embleton Jr. ventured a little distance into the workings but found no other living person and saw the workings were still on fire. They bound Brown to the rope and they were about to set off when Mamet was thrown off balance and into the water below. He was able to grab onto the bucket to keep from drowning, and the 3 men balanced precariously on the kibble as they were raised to the surface. On Saturday the 15th of December, 6 more explosions occurred. A meeting between the colliery viewers and the government inspectors concluded that nothing more could be done for those below, and with the mine alight, the only option was to seal it to extinguish the fire. On the following Monday, the 17th of December, work started to seal the 3 shafts. Explosions would continue for nearly a week more. From the 30th of January until the 5th of November 1867, hourly checks were made on the shafts until it was deemed safe to reopen them. Tomlinson describes a visit he made to the pithead during this time. One shaft was filled up, choke full of earth and rubbish. The other had a wooden scaffold suspended by wire ropes and let down about 20 yards. Upon this cage was first piled straw and then puddled clay, so that except for a small aperture from a temporary iron pipe which contains a valve to close or open an orifice at will, the shaft was also sealed up. Once the shafts were reopened and ventilation established, the task of recovering the bodies began. Jeff Cox's body was discovered on Saturday the 2nd of October 1869 and buried the following Monday. The colliery reopened in December 1870. The 150 bodies still underground were recovered. It was noted in contemporary reports that some of the bodies were sufficiently preserved to permit identification.
Wow. Evening, everybody joining us. I hope you've just caught a gist of the sad history. It's absolutely heartbreaking. God, are they still there then underground? I think they got them all up, Miss Leopard.
Yeah, because they reopened colliery.
They reopened colliery afterwards, but I think it did take some time to get all bodies up. So good evening, everybody joining us. Thank you for joining.
Sorry it was a bit long, but they weren't
we're a long history, but you know what? It was worth listening.
Half of it, could you?
It is sad. We are missing important bits.
Yeah, Cliff, it is, yeah, very, 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 very sad. Right, let's get started then. Good evening, spirits of this colliery, the miners. My name's Lindsay.
I'm John.
I'm Claire.
And we're just here to try and communicate with you tonight. We've been here on previous occasions and you've managed to come out and give contact to us and play with the toys that we've brought. So if there's any energies here, can you try and step forward for me? Hey Mick, with working down the pit, I can imagine. I know Mick, it's heartbreaking. Can't imagine the families being told we are sealing up the mine shaft. No, I know.
And plus the dead bodies they were bringing out, they were just taking back to their own homes.
Wow. I've put some toys on the floor. If there's anybody pushing the carts around here, can you push them past so they affect the toy, the teddy that's on the track, and also the 2 balls at either side? Can you tell me what used to come round on this track? Don't forget to put what you here guys. You heard Fred.
One bit I did miss out. One side at Colliery were close to the river, the other were close to a railway.
Right.
Here.
Is any of the miners still here, still walking this place? Hey Julian, hey Joyce. Men.
Can you tell me what year the worst disaster in English history happened here? The worst one it was the worst one in British history at the time, but then there was the one in Wales after, later on.
Careful.
It was worse than this one.
John's coming out.
There's actually a John Brown that were relevant to this place.
There is.
Were any of the miners, the rescuers still here? No, a lot of them died while trying to rescue the other miners from this pit. Your energy's still here. It must have been such a traumatic time.
Dead.
Can't even imagine how bad it would have been.
Did you used to use the pit ponies here? Then again.
I can only pray that most of them came to a quick. It was a quick for most of them. And people weren't left there for.
Can you try and tell me what started the fire down the pit? Morgan. What started the fire down the mine? Thought that said damp. Somebody said gas.
Well, it was, were fire damp. They might have just called it damp, I don't know. Is that what's caused it? Whose fault was it? Because I didn't realise, I read that history, that earlier on that year, the same year as the explosion, they actually went on strike because of conditions down there with fire damp.
Wow.
And they told them they sorted it.
John's going to come across and show you how these objects work that we've put out.
Yeah.
Bear's not working. Spirit. How many spirits are here, please? That's the one. Whose fault was it, me? Bring Bear up here while you sort that out.
That's the bear anyway, it's sorted out.
That's the balls. Can't do green light. Can you try and copy that? Can you try and light one of those objects up that John's just lit up? Who's the one energy that's here with us? Can you tell me your name?
Let me just put that there.
Yeah, that whistle there.
That's my
That's a
torches.
whistle. I ain't got him.
Yeah, I didn't front.
Is that an old mining cart behind the bear or something newer? It's just a wooden box, Steve. It looks fairly new. I don't know whether it's meant to represent something. I'm not sure. Mainly methane that occurs naturally in cool sensors. But Facebook's going really fast. I know Cliff's posted a bit more on the history. Yeah. Hey, Oracles and Beyond, my lovely. Hope you're well. Yeah, shine a light.
Are there any miners here?
I heard yes, boy. If there's a boy here, could you tell me your name? I heard Tim and then Harvey.
Tim Harvey.
I don't know if Tim Harvey would have been a name.
Have we got it done?
Is the Is there somebody here called Tim
No.
or Harvey?
How many energies are still here at this mine?
There's a gentleman here with us, and his name is John Brown. There was a John Brown connected to this mine. Can you come forward, please? Can you light one of the bowls up or the bear to let me know that your energy's present, please? That's John's vape. Paul. We did Brain Dead. Fred. Is there Fred here?
How many men lost their lives in December 1866 here?
Hundreds, I heard. Was there hundreds of men and children that lost their life here?
How old were the children that worked down the mine?
I heard that many.
I'm not sure.
Thank you, Sandy, for sharing, my lovely. Heard woman say I did. What would the women have done down the mine? Hey, Lorraine, hope you're well, my lovely.
I don't know if any women were down the mine. They just said men and boys.
I heard Dad, and Yolanda heard Daddy. Is there somebody here looking for the dad?
I mean, I can imagine that all families were lost, so a wife might have lost her husband,
Yeah,
her sons.
Yeah.
brother,
I've just
dad.
heard somebody saying I need help. If you need help, we need you to come out and just try and light one of the objects up on the floor.
I'll show you how
Have
to
you
do
got
it
any
again.
candles?
Yeah.
We're going to put a candle out later on for you. Can you copy John with the bear? If there's a George here, could you tell me your second name, George?
Well, we got George before. My coke. I'm sure George previously came out with something to do with either management or ownership, or like a
You have to have a
foreman.
look. I'm going. I'm checking my phone, Nanny Lane. No, it's come through as yet.
No. Well, they might have been,
Foreman. Is George a foreman?
might have been more than one owner, but the owner that's listed on here isn't George.
Get outrun. That could be the miners themselves. It could be like a living memory for them.
Which one was it?
Can you show me a shadow? Williamson. Can you show me a shadow, please? Or a light around that box or around that bear?
What area was this? What was here? I know the entrance to the shaft is just to my left.
Cheers, Cliff. There was a boy named Samuel.
Is Samuel here?
That was clear, yeah.
The young boy. You lost your life down the mine in 1866. What caused the explosion? Do you know? Are we too young to understand?
So it says for a while now. Samuel, are you here? Samuel, can you come forward? Don't be shy. Do you prefer talking to a male?
Or they probably prefer to talk to you two. I don't know. Different times, isn't it?
I saw something like big, like massive round just go across screen, but I don't know whether it was just my eyesight as I turned.
I can't see any bugs. There's no bugs.
No, it were massive. It was like a big round circle. It just went that way.
Let me walk behind again. I mean, there's no light behind me, so I'm No?
No,
Back again.
might be me.
No, because there's no light
Hey,
behind me
Ange.
for us to cast a shadow.
I don't know whether that's what I saw. Linda saw it too. It was like a big round circle. It weren't vape. It were a proper circle. We'll have to go back and check that.
Did you just go past
Timestamp 31:29.
Did you just go past the front of this camera? This is where the light is. Did you just go past the front? If you did, can you light one of those balls up on the floor? You just have to try and move them. That's
There's
all
a
you
dark
do.
figure near the box.
You just have to try and move it like that. We'll just flash. We'll go near to that box.
Some of them are, I think,
There's a green
Sandra.
light on there. Should, if you get any of those near it, turn red. It will make a noise.
Brooke come out on Facebook and YouTube. So I don't know whether Brooke would be to the river or Brooke would be a name. Samuel, if you're looking for your dad, I need you to light a ball up for me. Yeah, the toys. Did people say prayers for you? Did people say prayers for the men in the mine? We're going to move from this spot. Thank you. The bear's going off. I don't know if you can hear it, guys. Can you try and light that bear up? Can you try and make that light flash?
If you need any energy, you can take some from any of the devices that are here.
That sounds like Morse
It
code.
does, doesn't it?
Morse code. Morse code.
I don't actually sound like. I know it's coming from bear, but it doesn't sound like it's coming
No,
from
I know. Hey, elementals, I've just checked back on Lindsay. Looked like a giant orb, like the one we caught Church Fenton that time when you was with us, slow moving and big. That's what I saw, Andy. I saw it just like with corner of my eyes as it went past. They weren't fully looking. Oh,
Can
that's
you light
right,
the
good.
bear up? Go closer to it. Go closer to the bear and try and make it all light up.
Step back away. Step back. It is. It sounds like Morse code, Nanny Lane.
Step away from the bear.
If anybody can read Morse code.
No, 'cause it's just going beep, beep, beep.
It wasn't
straight
before.
No, it
though.
weren't before.
I'm gonna go near it. Actually, arms lighting up.
Push the aerial down a bit.
Can you go near it again?
They're not long enough beeps. Samuel, if you're looking for your dad, I need you to go to a ball, please, and light the ball up. For the miners that are here, did people come and say prayers? Would you like us to say a prayer while we're here?
I'll just show you that bear's still working.
If you'd like us to say a prayer, I need you to copy what John's doing with the bear. Can you light all those lights up for me? Hey, Mohammed.
Put my crowbar. I'm going to get clear that one.
Oh. Which one? That one. Trapped.
You trapped. You trapped all mine. How long were you trapped in the mine for? And did you get out? Did they manage to save you?
Hey, Darwin. Were you one of the lucky ones that got saved and pulled out of the mine? Do you still come back here?
It must have been so scary.
Did the mines flood? How fast did the mines fill with water?
I don't know if it was the second or third day. They sent a rope down with 2 bottles attached to the rope. One had water. What did the other one have in it? Is there any place where the energy is stronger to communicate with you than here?
Shall we go to the opening of the mine where it was? I won't. You and Claire can. Would you like us to go up to the mine? Go on then, get stuff. We'll try putting stuff on grass if we can. Claire's left a jacket at home and it's cold.
Freeze.
Tongue of my house, drugs, drive, bitter taste, acid, like smoke but not quite. Wow, Steve, make sure you put some protection around you. Well, the energy's going to come forward tonight. We're calling on the miners of this mine that lost their life here. And all the loved ones that came here to see what happened, to see if your loved ones were still alive.
Don't forget your juice.
I won't.
No, you're okay, I've got it.
Dressing down in cocoa. Not that little.
So I was led to believe one last time I come here, I don't know if you can see that bit in the middle there. There's like some bushes or whatever. I don't know.
Being cut to a certain length.
You can just see him. You can on Facebook, you can't really see him on YouTube that much. It's just a bit dark. Up there, that's where one of the shafts, the opening for the shaft was.
Yeah.
Where they are.
And then if we can put Bear down on grass. Thank you.
Put bed. I can't really put balls down.
I don't know, you might be able to. Grass is quite short. Yeah, of course you can. Can you tell me what part of the mine this is? Thanks for sharing, guys. Heartbreak to think of the horror. It is heartbreaking to think of horror. I saw that light flash then. Yeah, and it went off.
See then.
Yeah,
You see him?
yeah. I think there's people over there. I think there's people over there. You can see torchlights. If there's any energies still here from when the mine collapsed,
Yeah.
we've put.
Down
Thank
more.
you.
Oh,
Thank you. Could you
Oh,
try?
barrier.
Can you try and flash the other ball? Can you try and flash the other ball at the other side? There's two balls on the floor. Can you try and flash the other one? I'm so sorry for what happened here, for the accident.
Is this where the entrance to the shaft was? In here?
Ball's going off, is it? Yeah? Oh shit, sorry guys.
This left here is a memorial.
The energy that's around the ball, can you go to the bear for me please? If you're good at bear, you can get some energy from the batteries. Do people still come here to say prayers for those that have lost their lives? Or have you been forgotten about? Thank you. Can you tell me what item you're flashing? Can you tell me what item you've just been flashing? Are you all here? Are all the miners that lost their lives here in that big explosion and the times after and before? Are you all here? Can you put the K2 out, please? I think that's what you're... It's not K2, it's... what is it? EMF.
Can't boat K2. We only took take K2 when we're doing places like hotel.
Yeah.
The spirit that's just been round the ball, can you tell me your age, please? How old were you when you passed away?
You see that?
Yeah. Hey, Erky Base. Hey, Lily.
Can you tell us your name?
Would you like us to say a prayer for you? Did you believe in God? Can you try and show yourself to me as a shadow or a light anomaly coming from behind those trees? 43 minutes large shadow across the bear. It could be cars going past that. I've just seen it myself then. Evening, Ella Dope, you well?
No, I'm fine. I'm right one.
Please tell me your name, because I don't like calling you spirit. I'd rather call you by your name.
Thank you. Can you go to the other ball? You seem to like that one. Can you go to the other ball at the other side, please? No. Could you light the bear or that green light up? If you can go to the green light, that would be amazing. If you can light that one up, if you can turn the green light red.
Because there should be no EMF there whatsoever.
I'm gonna have to turn the light up a bit because it's too dark on YouTube.
Sounds quite gentle.
Can you light the teddy bear up?
The bear?
Yeah, if you go near the bear, or if you give it a hug. Thank you. Could you light the bear up, please?
Yes.
Can you make him
Play a tune.
light up and play a tune?
The bell?
What's the relevance to the bell here? Because there was a bell that they used to ring, what they rang in that history bit when he were at bottom at shaft. He rang bell to tell him he was still alive. He made it to shaft. And that's when
Is that what you used to do with the bell? Did you used to ring the bell? Could you let me hear? Could you make the bell sound? Could you try and make the bell sound through this app? Through this voice, through these noises coming through? Could you make the sound of a bell?
It might not actually be as dark as what you think on YouTube.
No, it might not. It might be a phone.
No, yeah, I turned brightness on my phone, didn't I, other day? Remember?
Can you walk through those trees towards us?
What's behind those trees?
Wasn't the man who rang the bell Sam or Samuel?
Who's behind the trees, please?
John's just going to check now, Steve.
Is that an entrance to the mine?
There's loads of bugs, Nanny Lynn. We'd really appreciate it if you could light that bear up for us or turn the green light red, if possible. Someone play an instrument. No, we didn't hear anything.
Or if you light the bowl, if you can light the bowl up again
faded
for
up
us.
again. Then I think really subtle. Wow. Can you try and show yourself as a light anomaly or a big ball of, as what they call orbs? Or can you show yourself as a figure walking through those trees? Can you come and sit and hold the bear for me? Woodbine were picked up on YouTube. Was a horse driver. Did Samuel used to work with the horses? Was he a horse driver? Yeah, I think they were orange Woodbines, were cigarettes.
Samuel is here.
Yeah,
Did people
Samuel
call you
Brown.
Samuel or
Samuel
Sam?
Brown.
Was your name Samuel or Sam? What do people call you?
Brown.
Is that what they called you, Brown?
No, he might have been telling us his surname. When we were saying Sam.
Is it Sam Brown or Samuel Brown? I thought you had Sam. Is that our car that's lit there, though? Our lights have just come on our car.
Yeah, headlights are off.
I don't know if you've caught keys with your pocket.
Yeah, it's flashing.
Hang on, John's just going to lock car up.
I know it seems like we're asking you to do a lot of things, and we don't think that you're circus animals, but we are just trying to communicate with you. We don't mean any disrespect.
Yeah. Is that what you used to smoke? Did you used to smoke woodbines? No.
Can you tell us what you used to know this pit as?
Thank you.
Can you tell us the name of this pit? Yeah,
Must be someone over there. Just a voice.
just at that table that we're on about.
We know you like that ball, but
Thank you.
just for our purposes, can you try and light something else up other than that ball, please? If you're intelligent, I need you to try and light the other ball up, the bear or the green light. Yeah?
Stick chat.
Oh, sorry. That's right, interesting, that, Steve. Come on, can you light something? That, but I don't want that. I'm going to move that ball. I'm going to take that ball away. Well, you are. John's going to come and take that ball away. Can you put the one in its place? Oh, you moved it, swapped them round. Right, we've switched the balls round. If you're an intelligent spirit, I need you to light 3 objects up at a time. Can you do that for me? Brooke. Brooke could be relevant to
It's a surname or one of them.
oh, Brooke is a surname.
I think.
Can the gentleman with the name of Brooke, can you tell me your first name,
I
please?
might be wrong, but I seem to remember Brooke.
How many energies are with us, please?
I don't. But it's Samuel Brooke. Brooke relevant. Nanny Lynn, what's his first name?
Brown, Samuel.
Samuel Brown. 5. So there's 5 energies here, 5 spirits here. And you'd 1.
Yeah.
Is it 5 or 51?
Do you mind that we've come here to try and talk to you?
You might be wrong, Brooke might not be relevant.
Nanny Lynn's put Brooke's relevant, so Nanny Lynn must have got history on Brooke. We're a spirit. What belief did you believe in before you died? What religion was you?
What were the lamps called that you used to carry?
Nanny Lynn had Sheffield.
What were the lamps called you used to carry? What were they known as?
Were they heavy?
Can you show me a miner's light within those trees before we move on to the next part? Can you show me a miner's light? My God.
Let's go to pit.
Yeah, we'll go head up to the pit. We're going to head up to the pit now. Your energy is going to follow us. It's dark. Is it dark underground? Did you feel lost when the mine collapsed?
2,
It's not cold, but it's not warm either, is it?
I feel awful.
John's just not nesh.
Are you sure you're warm enough?
Yeah.
Is there a gentleman here who lost his sight? Hey, Melody, hope you're well, my lovely.
left,
I have to turn the light up a bit, guys, while we're walking.
Hello?
So what we're going to do is we're going to get up to there where Winding House is. That's not moon. That's a street lamp. Carol just put moon, looks good.
Nearly tipped me up.
Can't even see moon.
I didn't realise that these were that way.
Yeah.
That didn't sound good.
I could have gone up that one, I couldn't really.
Charles Brooks. Karen thought it was moon as well. No, it's actually a street light up there.
It's a beautiful moon.
Full moon.
Moon, half moon.
Look at it.
I could think of that one. I'd hate to be stood on top of that.
What?
Up there.
High, ain't it?
Yeah. I don't do heights very well.
I'm alright going up. I can't come back.
Oh. Nice doggy. Way up.
Where's the doggy?
What, did you hear it barking just then?
Thought that were one there then and it's not. Ship this in then. I'll protect you. It'd go for me first anyway on this. They don't like this dog. They're scared of it.
Picking up a
now.
male spirit with headache or brain problem.
Probably would have been. You know, don't mind when you think about it, if it's collapsed. Would
That
have hit
on
him on
wall
the
as
head.
well into shadow, it's spray paint. There's not. You think they'd have something nice painted on that, wouldn't you?
It seems, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We have heard things from up there before. Above you.
I was just making sure Mama Pigeon weren't there. We don't want that Mama Pigeon.
Don't move forward because I'm putting it back in front.
Switch off.
Don't run him over.
I normally do. I normally do.
Not that I'll cry if you squash this back, throw equipment in it.
Choo-choo, all aboard. Headaches. Yeah, Ellen, I think, do you know, I think if you are picking up the energies of what happened here, if you think about it, if those men and children were down that mine, everything fell in on them, so there would have been a lot of head injuries down there anyway. Suffocation would have been a strong one. It's just so sad to... I can't
that fear
even
and
imagine. Yeah, I can't even imagine. I know how panic I get if I'm in a dark room and it's like I'm closed in.
Can you imagine
Um,
just waiting to die?
but that's
It's
what
been
some of them
awful,
would have been. That
absolutely
thought.
awful.
I mean, I wonder how many made it to 3 days, if any of them did. You know?
I think longest one that survived were down there 24 hours and then he went down as a rescuer after.
Wow. From the day, hang on,
The family's wondering whether the
from the day of disaster, names of the victims starting to emerge. Leeds, Mercury, on 15th of December 1866. Wow. Yeah, we've got to watch out for them pesky rabbits. So we're now trying Spirit Box, guys. So those who don't like it,
Okay.
we apologise. But I am put it too close. Calling on the energies here at this mine. We'd like you to come and step forward. We're going to put some objects down on the floor for you to interact with. Can you try and tell me the name of this colliery, please? Can you try and use this white noise to speak to us? Is your name Oliver? If your name's Oliver, can you say yes? If your name's Oliver, did you used to work here in this mine? Fell off. Fell before I could get to it, went like that.
You break everything, you.
I haven't broke it, you wedged it on my scooter and it fell.
Balanced it.
it unbalanced.
If Oliver was a name, if Oliver's your name, could you try and light one of those objects up on the floor for me, please? There's a green light on the back wall. Can you try and turn that light on for me? Can you turn it red?
Has that ever gone red, Lindsay?
On a few times, but not big. It's very rare that that goes red, but when it does, it like really, because it's got to be electronic.
Yeah.
Something pushed it, Lindsay. I don't know that. I'm not saying it did. It just went funny.
Don't know if we used to set it off What's my fault?
I wondered if I was just sensing, and then I missed that bit. Oh, cheers, Nanny Lynn. That back door, is that where it said?
Oh, yeah.
That's it. John's setting it off with my phone.
Look, the phone has to be like,
Doing something. What do we want? We've come here to talk to the energies, to the spirit people that have crossed over. Are you all at peace? Evening, Jamie. Are the miners and everybody that lost their lives here at this mill, are you all at peace? If you're at peace, could you try and light, or if some of you are at peace, light the bear. Shadow across the screen. We'll have to look back at that one, Eleanor. That vapes, John. What were these buildings used for? What was this back door used for? Oh, it's wall that now.
you go around.
Ah, but the back door is that far back door, isn't it?
There's a back road there that was well.
Oh, yeah. and come forward and talk to us? My name's Lindsay.
And John,
And Claire?
remember the first time I ever came here? Who did I come here with? You remember the name of the person I was here with?
That's okay, Eleanor, my lovely. Who's the energy that's here that's sad? Whose sadness are we sensing? Hey, Robin.
Funny you should say that because I feel sad.
Yeah. Whose energy are we feeling? Yes, the spirit is one of them. It's called McDonald. We'll have a look, Jamie. Was there a person here that worked here by the surname of McDonald? Oliver, if you're here, can you try and just do something to let me know your energy's here? And are you the sad one? Are you the energy that's sad, Oliver? If the spirit energies can see these red lights on the wall, can you try and walk past them and put them out, please?
I'm sure you won't hurt you.
John's going to show you what happens, what don't crush your balls. So that's what you're kind of looking for.
Can you do that? You follow me?
Oliver, can you walk left to right along that back wall for me? Try and show yourself to me, Oliver, please.
Can you tell me what colour the lights are?
And walk past them again.
What colour are the lights?
I thought that said green.
Green.
No, really?
Someone walked behind you and watch it back. They were only little. Oh, will do, Eleanor, thank you. Did somebody's energy just walk past John's?
That's a car light.
I want to try and do an EVP in a minute.
Is there a child here?
I think we've had Edward here before. Could you say one of our names? Could you say Claire, Lindsay or John? Right, I think we're going to try an EVP. So I'm just going to put my torchlight on, just so you can see where EVP goes. I'm going to put EVP. Bear's cheeks lit up.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not.
Looks like it though, doesn't it?
It does. I'm just going to have a vape, guys. Pull you down a little bit like that. That's it. We'll put Bear in front. We'll put the EVP in front of the Bear. If you want, do it on phone. Use my phone.
John's got measles.
Walking, 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 rawhide.
EVP session 1. Previous Brace, my name's John.
I'm Lindsay.
I'm Claire.
I'm just here to communicate with you and try and find proof of the afterlife. Could you try and speak into that device with the orange light on? Could you try telling me your name, please?
Is there somebody called Oliver that's with us?
Could you tell me what was mined here, please?
Tell me what month in 1866 the explosion happened.
Are the people that died here at peace?
Can you tell me how old you were when you passed, please?
Okay.
Walking, 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 rawhide. Hey, Anne.
There was a bang, weren't there, after my
There was a
question?
bang after your question from inside there.
I thought it was from up there.
It sounded like on that door, on that metal.
I'm just here to communicate with you and try and find proof of the afterlife. Could you try and speak into that device with the orange light on? Could you try telling me your name, please?
Is there somebody called Oliver that's with us?
Could you tell me what was mined here, please?
It's not loud, is it?
Tell me what month in 1866 the explosion happened.
The people that died here at peace.
Can you tell me how old you were when you passed, please?
Okay.
Just want to listen to this one on this one, just because there's like something that was picked up there and I don't know what that is. It would help if I got my volume up. Oh no,
That's my knees cracking.
no, I've I think that's it. Walking, 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 rawhide. I don't know where it's gone now. Because we carried on talking and I thought I'd done it.
Could you tell me what was mined here, please?
You heard that knock then? You can hear it bang on the thing. Right. So if you listen,
Could you tell me what was mined here, please?
that knock,
Bang.
that's what we heard. That come at side of Claire.
Tell me what month in 1866 the explosion happened.
Nothing, then it's after Claire's question, last one. Are the people that died here at peace?
Can you tell
And I'd recorded all it. Bugger. Do another one in a minute. Did you hear that knock? That knock we
Quite
was
loud.
building. It were quite loud. We were outside of Claire on the door. Whose energy's here? We're at Claire's first question. Morning, Bon.
Yeah, not the one when I said old with a
Who's a patient? Was you a patient? Was you a survivor? Did you survive the disaster? Question. You can ask us a question if you can. I'd rather not ask that, Lily, because I don't think that's connected to mine. I think that could be connected to a situation that may have possibly happened. I'm not sure, but it's nothing to do with mine up, so I'm not going to ask that one, Sweets.
How many people used to work down the mine?
If you can see us and can actually hear our questions, even if you don't want to answer them, can you just flash a ball for me? Can you go to the balls if you can hear and see us, even if you don't want to speak to us, just to let us know that you can hear us? Could you do something? Could you go near the bear or the balls and just light them up so at least I know that you can acknowledge us? A 100? What's 100 mean? What's 100 mean?
People, something.
Yeah. Afraid? Were you afraid down that mine? Or was you afraid for those trapped down the mine? Is there a lady called Emma?
Nine.
3 of us burnt. Wow. We know you were afraid. And we're so sorry that these explosions happened and the work conditions for you was despicable. There wasn't good working conditions. What was the name of the night lamps that you used to use in the mine?
How many hours a day did you used to work in the mine for?
Did you used to use pit ponies here? Did Samuel used to work with the horses? Samuel, did you love the horses?
Samuel Brown worked, he didn't work with us, he was either an engineer or a... No,
No, Cliff put in that Samuel worked with some horses as well.
What were the horses used for?
Brooke. What's that? Brooke Charles Roll, minor, age 32. My dad worked with pit ponies. The stables were destroyed and burned, and 18 horses and ponies were killed. Wow. Was there also animals that got hurt in the mine explosion? Burnt incomes. Did people say prayers for you?
I'll change settings on this. I forgot I've not turned the screen, so the screen goes off after 5 minutes.
Did people come and say prayers for you? Would you like us to bring you some flowers? Would you like us to bring you some flowers and lay them on the mine pit? What was it like to be trapped down the mine? Can we hear your footsteps walk above us? There was a few families that lost the dad, the brother, the cousins. Could you tell me one of the names of those families that lost that died together? Poison. Would have been poison though to someone. Smoke would have been
No,
poison.
they said that the poison was after damp, they called it. After fire damp was what called after damp.
Is that what happened to you? Was you poisoned by the fire dam?
After damp. The after damp was carbon monoxide and nitrogen that mixed together. It was foul, poisonous gas.
Is that you died? Were you poisoned? Instant.
No, I thought I said Bridget or Richard.
There's no smoke when you breathe, is there?
No.
It always seems like the right fine mist. They look really, really odd.
You're trying to manifest yourself? You're trying to show yourself.
Richard.
We're standing those red lights. Try and stand in those red lights and see if we can see you.
See, we're at Bridge, as in Bridget, or Bridget as a name, because the Bridge above us.
It's Bridget, it comes out all the time. But I don't know if it said Richard or Bridget.
Richard and Edward. Richard, Edward, are you here with us? Come on, guys, try and do something. Try and walk past the lights. Try and show yourself to us if you can.
We're only here to try and find your story, find what happened to you.
Joanna, Jane heard our fault. Whose fault was it? Whose fault was it that the gas exploded? Who was to blame for what happened in this mine?
You see a mist. As in I want to.
Bottom.
I'm doing it now. Just going to put that bottom light on because if there's a mist coming in, we might catch it. Are you trying to
want to?
So it were coming in around you?
Yeah, but it was like really fine.
Edgar, there's a pot on the floor. I don't know if the spirit energies can see it, but there's a pot on the floor. Can you try and move that pot? Or can you try and roll the ball? Or bend the bear?
Fire, I thought, actually.
We know there's a fire. Does that smoke, does the smoking that we do, does that remind you of the fire? Right hand side from middle, there looks to be a shadow. That's where Claire would have been looking.
Missed. That's what I missed.
The problem is with that, on the wall, there's a dark patch
There
that
is.
you can see just where the blue writing is. Just there, look. The bricks are darker.
2 Samuels.
And then there's obviously a lot of graffiti on back wall.
Could you light that teddy bear for us, please?
Oh, and it says when it was just laser that we're on.
Make it light up, play a tune.
It was more. Right, guys, bear with me a sec. I ain't got a light on me. I'm blinded. Jeez Louise. Oh shit, that was my nail gone. So I'm just going to show you. I'm going to blind Claire now. You have to move a minute, though. See, there's like a door there, that metal thing there. It sounded like something was thrown at that on that EVP.
Is anybody here inside this building? Can you knock back on that door for me, please? Can you copy that?
John's going to knock again. Kit band. Took a screenshot. Oh, right, good, Ange, thank you. So, guys, what we're going to do now is we are going to go over onto our members area. So, if anybody wishes to join us, you can press your green button on Facebook, and that will take you on into our members area. It's £2.79 a month. Please come and join us. It is quite good over there on us members. If not, don't worry, we are going to be back live. But for now, we are going to say good night. Thank you for joining us, and we shall see you all over on members, and I shall see you in the morning for morning chit chat, as I missed it this morning. So everybody take care. I think we might attempt the vortex on members. I'm not sure if John's up for doing vortex, but yeah, we're going to try some more experiments. So see you later, guys. Love you
Thanks,
loads.
bye.
Bye. Finish.